الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا ايها الذين امنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن الا وانتم مسلمون. يا ايها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحده وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والارحام ان الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا ايها الذين امنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم اعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. ثم اما بعد. My beloved brothers and sisters, Shawwal is about to finish, which is the month of the Ramadan. 6 more days and Shawwal will be over. Those of you who was unable to fast the 6 days of Shawwal after Ramadan, because you were having your reasons, there is no harm. Whatever days left in Shawwal, try to fast as much as you can, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows your intention, knows your niyyah. We have to record that if you fast 1 day, this is what Prophet Muhammad said, if you fast a day in the summer time where it is too hot and you are doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that day which you are going to fast it till nowadays because it's too hot, it will come on the day of judgment and you will find the result, your good deed in that day. I started my khutbah today just to remind myself and my brothers and sisters about that if we are not investing in this life, there is no use of our existence. And I used to say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us for a purpose. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. We've been created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to worship Him. All of us, during the beautiful seasons of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is one of them is Ramadan, all of us were so much purified. We are coming closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of the blessings of Ramadan itself. But after Ramadan, each individual, he or she, knows himself. What did you do after Ramadan? Our title of khutbahs today is Muhasabat al-Nafs. How you will self-appraise yourself. Self-appraisal, self-accounting, self-judgment is so important in any human being, and especially being a Muslim and a proper Muslim. In the Western countries, at the end of each year, they have to finish up and to have to audit their own taxes to put the tax back to the government. So everybody is counting those small tiny things so they can get the reward from their taxes. For us being Muslim, let's think about what did we do. We have to have a very clear checklist between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Muhasabat al-nafs. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, he said, حاسبوا أنفسكم قبل أن تحاسبوا. That you have to account yourself before you come in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment, and you will be accounted. Al-Hasan al-Basri said, there are 2 nights and 2 days nobody will pass without having them in their minds. And those 2 nights and those 2 days are a very disastrous nights and days. The first night is the first night when we are going to be in our graveyard. Just have few seconds, think about yourself. In that 1 meter by 1 meter, in that graveyard, you will be alone in that night. This is the first night which all of us will go through and have that experience. Every night, when you go to bed, just remember and remind yourself that this is the way how you will be lonely alone. This is the first night, what Al-Hasan al-Basri mentioned to us. There are 2 nights. The first night is the first night in your graveyard. What's going to happen? You used to be with your friends at night, with your wife, with your kids, but when you're going to die, you will be alone in that graveyard. So just think about the first night. The second night is that the night before the morning of the Day of Judgment. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked Malaikta and He asked Malak to ينفخ في الصور. So that night, which is the last night for us in our graveyard, when you wake up, صبيحة يوم القيامة, because everybody will be so much into the tension, and think about it, how that night, which you're going to have it, because next day morning will be the morning of the Day of Judgment. So those 2 nights, think about them carefully and find yourself what you have to do. You have to build so many bridges with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to invest in this life. I call it the triangle of success in this life and afterward. The triangle of success, it has 3 limbs. We practice those 3 limbs, the triangle of success, during Ramadan. After Ramadan, fewer of us continue to have that triangle of success. Everybody is reading about how to be successful in this life. But the triangle of success consists of Salat, Quran, and Siyam. We are not saying that you have to fast every day, but choose 3 days, the recommendation of our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, to have a minimum of 3 days in any given month. This is the first limb of the triangle of success. The second limb of the triangle of success is Salat. Evaluate yourself, self-appraisal about your way of performing your Salat 5 times for male in Jama'ah in Masjid, and for the females, if she prayed on time, have 5 prayers. Plus, you have to have your nawafil to compensate, to overcome your shortcoming from your proper 5 fara'id. This is the second limb of the triangle. The third limb of the triangle is Al-Quran al-Kareem. Where are we at the moment? Today is 24 of Shawwal. If anybody will planning to finish 1 khatma in Shawwal, he or she would have to be today at the 24th of chapter 24 of Al-Quran al-Kareem as of today, if it is not more. Think carefully, my brothers and sisters. What are you right now to Al-Quran al-Kareem? If you were doing khatmas in Quran more than 2 or 3 in Ramadan, a minimum of 1 khatma, my brothers and sisters. Allah yakhlīkum, for God's sake, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need anything from us, but we are in need. Can you imagine 1 khatma means more than 6 million hasanat? If you count the letters of Al-Quran al-Kareem, it will go more than 6 million hasanat. How many of us, we are so much having hasanat in our accounts where we are not in need for this 6 million? Think about it carefully, my brothers and sisters. In the second khutbah, we'll speak about the 2 days we are already over with the 2 nights. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أجمعين. For those of my brothers and sisters who came late, we were talking about how we are self-appraising ourselves. And we have to have that concept. And this concept should be very important for all of us. We have to teach our kids how to evaluate your performance and your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We were talking about the 2 nights. Now we'll talk about the 2 days. The 2 days, the first day is the day of judgment. How you will go to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just have a pause of a second. Think how you're going to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He is having that dialogue to audit your performance in this life. We have right now the chance to correct and to remove and to evaluate ourselves in this life. Whatever small, minute things we did in this life will come forward on the day of judgment. Don't ever think that small, tiny things which you forget it is not already been written in your account when you're going to stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment. This is the first day. The second day, which Al-Hasan al-Basri told us about, is the day when all your papers of your chapters, of your textbook, will be taladaya suhuf. Things will go to the right and things will go to the left. How many of us not looking forward to receive our book in our right hand? We are praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, Ya Rab, a'tini kitabi bil yameen. Nobody looking forward to get his textbook in his left hand, because if you being handed over your textbook, whatever been written for you in your left hand, it's already been decided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that your performance in this life was improper. My dear brother, before I conclude, think about your performance. Think about what you are going to give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I remind myself and you that today is a Friday. This is the last Friday of Shawwal. In a week time, the month of Al-Qa'dah. The month of Al-Qa'dah is one of those months of Ashhurullah al-Haram. There are months of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, 4 months, which is the Al-Qa'dah, the Hijjah, Muharram, as well as Rajab. The Al-Qa'dah and the Hijjah is among those months where the hasanat will be multiplied and your sayyi'at will be accounted. Whatever you are performing in the Qa'dah as well as in the Hijjah, your good deeds will be multiplied. This is a special thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given to us. So invest, think, plan properly, because all of us were planning for our summer vacation. We are planning for our kids in the schooling. But did we ever think and to plan for our journey of success with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر اللهم اعداء الدين اللهم انصر من نصر